So it has been a huge year in the delivery market in general, and rapid seems to be what everybody wants and aspires to now. What have been your top takeaways about what customers want and what they're willing to pay up for?
Emily, first of all, thanks so much for having me. Really excited to be here. I mean, 2020 and 2021 was a year of learning. We continued to experiment with the things that customers want most. We've been very aggressive on expanding to new geographic areas. So in the last 12 months, we actually opened up more square footage than we in the last 3 years combined together. So we've been really focused and really listening to our customers. One new business that we launched is this Gopuff Kitchens business. It's an exciting new venture where we actually build kitchens inside of our micro-fulfillment centers and deliver hot pizza, milkshakes, breakfast sandwiches, tacos, all to customers alongside our regular 4,000 SKUs, all in a record time. We've launched all over the US. We're now in New York City, Los Angeles, and really pressing the accelerator into UK and France as well, where we've seen some really tremendous growth over the last couple of weeks. Just this week alone, we've grown 100% week over week in the UK market, and really excited to bring the service there as well.
DoorDash is now offering 15-minute delivery in certain markets. How much are you willing to spend to compete?
You know, Emily, it's been 8 years since we created this instant needs category, right? And we started this business in a pretty unorthodox way. So for the first 2.5 years, we didn't really raise any money. So we really focused on nailing the business model before really scaling it. And over the last 8 years, as we continue to scale that business model, we built a lot of really strong competitive moats. We build world-class technology inside of our micro-fulfillment centers to operate all these buildings, really strong infrastructure all over the country, hundreds and hundreds of liquor licenses. And the reality is that this is a very difficult business to scale. It's very operationally intensive, it's inventory intensive, and it's capital intensive. And it's the only things that we're focused on. So if you look at the data, right, today, Gopuff has 75% market share dominance here in the US. As I mentioned earlier, what we're doing in Europe is we're really playing to be the #1 player there as well. So we're continuing to assert our market dominance here in the US by widening the gap to having more than 75% share. We're really focused on having that same #1 position in Europe as well.
So DoorDash, we just saw them adding employees for this super fast delivery service that they are now offering. You compete with DoorDash and Uber and Lyft and a number of different gig economy companies, Instacart for drivers. How are you thinking about the independent contractor model and if that's really sustainable over the longer term?
You know, we really focus on the driver partner, right? We start with the driver partner. We really listen to them. We survey and talk to all of our driver partners and see exactly what they want and what they don't want. And the reality is Gopuff is in a very unique position. It's very rare that you have an environment where you have driver partners that can apply to work inside of your micro-fulfillment centers as full W-2 employees or stay driver partners in our regular network. So if you look at the data, you know, our drivers are making $18 to $25 an hour. When we're interviewing these drivers, they're telling us that the vast majority of them are saying that we want to stay flexible, we want to stay independent contractors, and the ones that don't want to start a career within Gopuff could start working within our micro-fulfillment centers and become W-2 employees.
Rafael, it's been reported you're talking to bankers about going public, that you're getting close to selecting one. Should we expect to see Gopuff go public in 2022?
No, Emily, I'd love to talk about going public. You'll be the first one to know. I'll give you a call when we're ready to talk about it. What I could tell you right now is we're ultra focused on the customer. We're ultra focused on making sure Gopuff's magic is delivered throughout the US, throughout Europe, really kind of embracing the magic all over the country and within Europe, and really focusing on our customer.
All right, I'm going to hold you to that. I'm expecting my phone call in the near future. You have done some small M&A. Could we see you do bigger deals?
You know, I think there's definitely going to be consolidation in the space, right? Like when you create an industry and you know the business starts going in the right direction, customers really like it. Clearly, people are going to follow and want to do it. And while I think there's going to be consolidation in this space, I think a lot of the players that are getting into this instant needs category are not realizing how actually operationally difficult this business is. So while there's going to be some consolidation, I think there's going to be also a lot of players that just won't exist in the next 12 to 18 months.